Hey guys, this is Austin. I'm a rising engineer, and certainly in college, a lot of stuff in college. But I've been around computers for a long time, since I was like 6 years old. I was like pretty much born with computers or whatever. And kind of wanted to tell or inform people who are buying new laptops and what you need to look for if you are getting a laptop, because there's so many people who are uneducated in buying laptops, and they ask their Best Buy representative or Dell specialist. I'm not hating on Dells. They're good. They're just really expensive. But kind of sort of what you're supposed to look for when you are buying a laptop. First off, RAM is not super important. It is kind of, sort of, but RAM's not super important. If you're buying a notebook, then it should have at least 4 gigs of RAM. If you're buying a netbook, it needs to have at least 3 gigabytes of RAM, because programs are designed to run at specific amounts of RAM. There's a specific amount of RAM that your operating system needs and takes, and it changes with how much work you're doing on your computer. If you have 500 things going on your computer at the exact same time, and you want to surf the web, and you want to watch videos at the same time, and play a game at the same time, or listen to music, and then you have 5 different things going on at the same time, you need more RAM to help you run these programs and run them correctly, to where they're not like compensating for RAM. So have at least 3 gigs of RAM. 3 gigs of RAM would be fine for almost any multitasking. Now, if you want to do multitasking faster, 8 gigs of RAM is the maximum that you should go. 16 gigs will give you no boost in speed. Maybe if your laptop has like quad channel memory or some super weird thing, and then you shouldn't worry about RAM at all. But at least 8 gigs will get you as fast as your laptop can go, speed-wise. Also, graphics cards and graphics chips on CPUs and dedicated graphics cards. Depending on what you are doing and how old your laptop is, graphics is not going to be a very big problem, because Intel's new integrated graphics and AMD's new integrated graphics are very powerful. Very powerful. I was very actually surprised that this laptop that I'm using right now has integrated graphics, 4400 Intel HD graphics, and it works quite well. You could play games, not on high graphics, but on like medium and stuff. You could do pretty much everything you're wanting to do, you know, with integrated graphics. Now, if your computer is 3 years old that you're buying, a laptop that's 3 years old, the integrated graphics is probably not fast enough to do a lot of Word and a lot of different stuff. But if you are buying a newer computer, at least 2 years old, with integrated graphics, you're set. You don't need anything more. But if you are going into the dedicated graphics world, because you like playing video games on your laptop, then there are a lot of routes to choose from. Intel doesn't make many laptop integrated, like dedicated graphics, but they still do. AMD is a good graphics card company, but their integrated graphics uses a lot more power than NVIDIA's graphics cards. So keep that in mind. That does not mean that they are bad. And if you're running an integrated graphics card, a dedicated graphics card, then power is probably not, battery life's not probably the most important thing for you. So if you're looking for a dedicated graphics card that is good, I would recommend an 8000 series AMD graphics card that's integrated, dedicated, or a 700 series NVIDIA, because those are the two newest types of graphics cards, and they can do pretty much everything there is, including this laptop. It has a 745M that can be overclocked to identical speeds with the 750M and beat the 660M, I believe, and pretty much everything. Which I'm probably talking to people who know things about computers. But if you want a laptop that can go really, really fast and play video games really, really fast, go with an NVIDIA 740 or 660M and up. Good for gaming. Now AMD, I don't really know a lot, but their graphics stuff, you need to look that up because they are pretty good, I believe. Now on the processor side of laptops, a dual core will get you far. A single core will make your life miserable. It doesn't matter if you have Intel's top of the line Pentium, single core, hyper-threaded to dual core. It's still a single core. You're kind of going to hate your life at the end of the day. Atom processors, you're kind of going to hate your life at the end of the day because they're kind of slow. But if you're going to get a netbook, a Pentium, an Intel Pentium will get you far. AMD will probably not get you far at all in terms of battery life and performance. Dual core CPUs, Intel. CPU, quad core CPUs, Intel. I cannot stress how important it is to have an Intel CPU inside of your desktop. Your laptop. Not your desktop. It's fine. Your laptop needs to have a powerful processor. Laptops are designed to work off of a processor that can process memory and process all the little things that are going on in your computer. If you don't have a good CPU, you don't have a good laptop. Do not get a single core processor. I promise you, your computer will be slow, even if you have a solid state hard drive. If you are using Intel CPUs, they use almost, I think the average is like 0.6 out of a 1 ratio of how less power it uses than AMD. So it uses about 60%, 50% less power than AMD does. So your battery life will be about an hour, hour and a half better with an Intel CPU by itself. And because they're so much faster. At the end of the day, they are much faster. Also, integrated graphics on Intel is varied, but it's pretty good. Now, people from AMD might say that, hey, it has a good integrated graphics card. Well, and Intel still has the more powerful graphics cards if you're wanting to go up the route on your integrated graphics. If you're wanting to get a better CPU with better integrated graphics. Which you can just look up online what the integrated graphics is. Mine's 4400 HD. It's good. Also, hard drive space. That's a big one. And SSD and HDD. What is that? Well, an SSD is flash memory through NAND. It's kind of like your flash card. Except for your flash card's really slow, while an SSD is extremely, extremely fast. An SSD is so fast that it's about, they don't even know how fast the newest SSDs can be. They don't even know how fast they'll be able to go. They've reached the limit of what SATA can put out. They've reached the limit. So SSDs are very fast, but they're very expensive at higher gigabytes. Now gigabytes are what you can store your data on. Data is stored per bit. But bits are turned into bytes and blah blah blah, and that's just how much space you can carry. So 120 gigabyte solid state. That won't get you far with a laptop. We're talking about maybe 100 songs, 2 games, an operating system, all your drivers, your schoolwork. That's it. If you have to get a laptop that has an SSD, I would prefer you get a laptop that has 240 gigabytes at least. You need data to store things. You need data to store everything you want to do. So get a 240 gigabyte solid state. If you're going with a hard drive, get a 1 terabyte. Super cheap. 1 terabyte's less expensive than a 240 gigabyte solid state. So pretty much Intel CPU, not a single core. Brand types doesn't really matter all that much, honestly. It really doesn't. They perfected the art of computers. Kinda. 3 gigabytes of RAM, 8 gigabytes preferably, because it'll make your computer faster. And all the other stuff that I said in this video. This is probably my first video ever created for YouTube, and it's kind of bad. I don't know what I'm saying. Kind of tired. It's the day after my birthday, so you know, probably shouldn't be saying all this information on the internet. But yeah, peace out.